Good morning. Welcome to the Franklin Memorial Library Adult Craft Session. Today we're going to be doing fairy houses. Now this is a large one that I completed. This was a terracotta pot that we painted and put one of the smaller terracotta pots on the top. And at the dollar store we have little fairies that are available. We also, if you get the craft stuff from here, we do have a limited supply of the smaller pots that we're going to paint today and some of the little gnomes. And you will have to supply your own paint or permanent magic markers because these normally go out in the garden. So to get started, we're going to do a large one over here. Now we had one that we worked on and we have it about halfway completed. And one of the things that you can do to kind of just spiff it up a little bit is this one. We've painted the windows and some little shrubbery down below. And we've got the door, and it's a little bit dark. But what you can do is go out in the yard and get some twigs. And these are for this one, you can do the larger pot, of course. But just take some glue. And let's see if we can glasses on here so that we can see what we're doing this morning. And you can put a little bit of glue on the twigs. May have to, there we go. And you can do this around the windows as well. You can just put the twigs around the door to make a door frame. And of course, the glue is not going to dry for us quickly enough today, but get the idea that, there we go. And you have your little door frame of twigs. On the larger one that we did, because we had painted it purple, we had pretended and we painted just some little fake brick around it. So to get started, we have our white pot. And we're going to just do a door. So we take a little bit of the brown paint and do, this is just, you just eyeball it, make a square door. So, and have a paper plate handy to put your brushes on because you're going to do different colors. And let's see. And then we'll do a window. Let's see, we'll do it this size. The windows will be yellow. It has some light shining through. You'll just do a square. And there we go. And like I mentioned, we do have some of these little clay pots and an elf and little toadstools that are available for a limited number. And next week, just while we're letting the paint dry, we'll say that next week our craft is, our theme this year for our summer reading program are myths and fairy tales. So next week we have some pretty beads and some mermaid's tails, and we're going to make some bracelets. So, and we also, I mean, you could make it into a necklace, of course, if you would like. Okay, so there we have our little windows. Now you can use a magic marker, permanent marker, to make your door frame. Let's see, we're going to take some green. While we're waiting for the yellow to dry, take some green and we're going to put some shrubs in here. Just make some little dots. So, make our shrubbery. This side. Have a nice little house. And these are pretty. We had gotten these ideas in Atlanta. They have an area that was manufacturing. And they call it the Beltway. And what they've done is they've gone in and made an area where it's a lot of walking trails and restaurants and neat little shops. And they're in the Beltway all along the walking trails and places where you can bike as well. They have little waterfalls and streams, but they also have these little ferry doors. So you can be walking along and right just down a little corner, there'll be a little ferry door that has sometimes real plants and little gnomes or fairies. And so as you're walking on the walking trail, you can look for the little fairy doors that have been done by local artists there in Atlanta. So, okay, we'll put some roses on our rose bush here. And there we go. Our elf can be a nice little gardener. Okay, and this should be dry enough that we can go ahead and make our window frames and our door frames. And what we can do is, now you could do this with black paint. I'm doing it with a magic marker because it's just a little bit quicker for you. And we're trying to get this so that it will dry. But you'll just square off the window like so. And then hopefully this yellow is dry enough. There we go. Okay. And you'll do the same thing for the door. You can make a nice big lentil type of thing, fancy door frame for our gnomes that live here. So, going up. And going back to each side. Like so, and there we go. And then we can also do a window box underneath the window of a pretty color. Maybe purple. How about a purple window box? So just do a little window box. And then when the window box dries, then you can go ahead and put plants in the window box as well. Like so. And you can get a small little, now on the larger pots, we used a small pot like this to make a chimney. Or because we've got a smaller pot like so you can go to the dollar store, and the dollar store has these cute little packages of either fairies or gnomes or little animals, and the toadstools that we have. You can see we have some in the background, and you can do that with our gnomes. You can take the dish that goes and underneath a regular pot and put our stones in it like so, and have your little gnomes and your people around the houses, and you can just use your imagination. And these go out into your yard or into the garden. You can have a little area maybe in the backyard, and these are a cute thing to do with the children as well. I mean, they can just do whatever they like. You can also take flat stones and make a little colored fairy house and stepping stones for your little gnomes. So there you are. Here's our little fairy house. And I hope you've enjoyed that, and you've enjoyed our reading program that we have going on here at the library. And tune in to us next week when we're going to be doing our jewelry for our final adult program that we're going to be filming for the reading program this year. So take care, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.